Before the CIA, before modern espionage, America had no spies, no intelligence agency, no covert operations. Then World War II came, and they created the OSS, a spy agency so effective it became the blueprint for everything that followed. This is America's first shadow war. 1941, Pearl Harbor, America entered the war. But they had a problem. No spies behind enemy lines, no intelligence networks, no sabotage capability. Britain had MI6, Germany had the Abwehr, Russia had the NKVD. America? Nothing. So President Roosevelt created the OSS Office of Strategic Services. Within 3 years, they had 13,000 agents operating in every theater of war, sabotaging Nazi operations, rescuing downed pilots, assassinating enemy leaders. They were improvisers, mavericks, breaking every rule, and they changed warfare forever, leading the OSS. William Wild Bill Donovan, a war hero, lawyer, adventurer. Roosevelt gave him one mission: build me a spy agency. Donovan recruited aggressively from everywhere: Ivy League professors, Hollywood directors, athletes, businessmen, even criminals. He didn't want soldiers, he wanted creative thinkers, people who could improvise, break rules, win unconventionally. The OSS became a mix: intellectuals analyzing intelligence, commandos blowing up bridges, spies seducing Nazi officers. They trained at secret facilities, the farm, learning sabotage, lockpicking, silent killing, parachuting behind enemy lines. But they were amateurs. Most had never fired a gun, never killed anyone, never lied for their country. They learned fast because failure meant death. By 1943, OSS agents were everywhere: France, Italy, Burma, China, behind German lines, behind Japanese lines, operating in the shadows, doing things the military couldn't. Operation Torch, North Africa, 1942. OSS agents infiltrated Morocco, bribed officials, convinced Vichy French forces not to resist the Allied invasion, saved thousands of American lives. Before the first shot was fired, Italy, 1943. OSS agents parachuted behind German lines, organized Italian partisans, sabotaged railways, assassinated collaborators. One agent, Virginia Hall, a woman with a prosthetic leg, became one of the most effective spies in France. The Gestapo hunted her, called her the Limping Lady, but she evaded them. Organized resistance networks, coordinated sabotage, Southeast Asia. The OSS worked with Ho Chi Minh. Yes, that Ho Chi Minh, future leader of North Vietnam. They armed Vietnamese guerrillas, fought Japanese occupation together, saved downed American pilots. No one knew then. They were arming their future enemy. But the OSS's most daring operation? Operation Halyard, Yugoslavia, 1944. Over 500 Allied airmen shot down, trapped behind enemy lines. OSS agents coordinated with Serbian resistance, built secret airstrips, evacuated every single airman. The largest rescue of downed airmen in history, and no one knew until decades later, 1945. The war ended. The OSS was disbanded, dissolved. Politicians feared a permanent spy agency, too much power, too secretive. But the Cold War started. Russia, communism, new threats. America realized they needed spies again. 1947, the CIA was created, using the OSS as a blueprint. The same tactics, the same philosophy, many of the same people. Wild Bill Donovan became the father of American intelligence. OSS techniques still used today: sabotage, psychological warfare, covert operations. Every CIA operation, every special forces mission, every covert action, they all trace back to the OSS. But here's the dark part. The OSS pioneered things we'd rather forget: overthrowing governments, assassinations, torture techniques, propaganda. They did what was necessary in wartime, but those methods didn't stop after the war. They became standard, institutionalized. The shadow war never ended. The OSS saved lives, won battles, shortened the war, but they also created a template for covert warfare, for operations the public would never know about. The OSS, America's first spy agency, 13,000 agents operating in the shadows. They improvised, broke rules, did things the military couldn't, and they changed everything. Without the OSS, D-Day might have failed, Italy might have held, The Pacific War might have lasted longer, but their legacy is complicated. They pioneered modern espionage, but also its darkest methods. They saved democracy, but compromised it in the process. After the war, most OSS agents returned to normal life, never spoke of their service. Some became diplomats, businessmen, writers. One became a famous chef, Julia Child. Yes, that Julia Child. They lived quiet lives, carrying secrets, never seeking recognition. How much darkness was acceptable to fight evil? What do you think? Drop your thoughts below and subscribe for more spy stories from World War II, because America's shadow war started here.